Hi, I'm Jen McMurdo, and I'm a spiritual life coach, as well as a mentor, and I do intuitive healing. And today I have a very strong desire to talk to you and teach you about prayer. Prayer is actually a universal language. It's something that most of us understand. And what I'm wanting to share today is how to really connect with God in prayer. You know, so many of us are looking for this connection, but we don't understand that prayer is truly a conversation between us and God, and that there truly is a deep connection that happens when we reach out to Him. Now, God to me is my Father. He is the Father of my spirit, and so He is my Father in heaven. And coming to know this about this truth about who He is and who I am has completely changed the way that I talk with Him. Because I've come to understand that I am His child, I am His creation. And just as a parent loves their child and wants all good things for them, it is the same with Him and me, and Him and us. There is a very deep connection and a deep relationship that we have and can have. And so today I just actually want to just teach you how to really connect with the essence of who God is, of who our Father in heaven is. So to do that, some of you are very aware and very conscious right now in your lives. And so when you are present and when you are still, you can actually feel His presence in the present. And that is His Spirit, the essence of who He is. When I connect with Him, my spirit, the essence of who I am, connecting with His Spirit, the essence of who He is, what I feel, especially in my bosom or my heart or my energy field, I feel the essence of pure love, of tenderness, of kindness, and I can feel Him in my being. That is the connection that I am talking about. So many of us get into a space of when we say our prayers that we're just speaking words. We're reciting, or we're just speaking something of rote. There's no feeling behind it. There's no connection behind it. It's simply just a going through the motion or something that we've been taught. This is not prayer. Prayer is connection. Prayer is conversation. And when we truly have this, then you will experience the power in prayer, because the power in prayer is having that connection. And it's a conversation. It's a give and receive with our Father in heaven, with the God of this world. And it's absolutely beautiful. And it is through prayer that we receive wisdom, that we receive guidance, that we receive comfort, that we receive answers to the questions that we are seeking to find answers to. So I just wanted to talk to you about a few things that I have been taught that have brought my connection to a deep level with my Father in heaven, and where I have found great peace, where I have found answers, and where I have found joy and groundedness in my life, and where I've also come to know that I am truly never alone, and at any moment I have access to all the wisdom and all the love and all the guidance of the God who created this earth and who created me. So the first part is to create that connection and to understand the essence of who we are. And when I say that, I'm talking about our spirits, about our souls, who we truly are, the essence of who we are, the energy of who we are. and actually picturing that inside and reaching beyond the body to reach out with our hearts and to connect with the essence of who Heavenly Father is. And so it is something that we all feel and that we're aware of, but we don't see it. Some people do. Some people can see energy, can see auras, but it's what we feel around us. And so as you're striving to do this, I encourage you to just sit for a moment and close your eyes and to focus on your heart space and to almost picture light and to be able to connect with your spirit, the essence of who you are, your inside, to connect with that and then to see that from your heart space reaching out to this being, our Father in heaven, and connecting with his heart, with his essence, and being able to reach out that way. When you sit and you feel from this heart space and you have a desire to connect with him, you will feel that connection. And when that is made, or when you have that peace inside of you and you have that openness, when your mind is quieted and you're in your heart space, that's when you begin the conversation. And that's where in the scriptures it talks about pouring out your heart. And that's what we're talking about, is actually coming from your heart space and speaking in with words or even in your mind to our Father in heaven and talking with him. And as you start this, waiting if there are things that you're asking for, and then sitting and waiting to feel the answer. So either you can feel it, or some people hear it in their minds, they see words, but this is a conversation. A conversation is a give and receive. It's a two-way, and that's the true pattern of prayer. And when this begins to happen, that is when you will be experiencing the power in prayer. This is a passion of mine, because this is where so many keys unlocked for me when I truly started to understand how to connect with heaven. That is when doors opened. That is when greater joy and connection has come into my life. And that is what I want for you. And so again, I just want to share actually the simple steps. So 1, get in a space of quiet meditation where you're reaching out from your heart space and you're connecting spirit to spirit, the essence of who you are with the essence of God, our Father in heaven. When that is felt, then begin the conversation. And when you are asking questions and you're seeking wisdom and guidance, then to sit and to wait and to listen for the answers to come. And I encourage you to have paper and pen to write down the impressions that come to you so that you know in that moment the answers that are coming, and you're able to write those down and put that in your language and understanding that you have. I made some notes so I would remember. And then to take those things that you're given and to put those into action. It's just like us as a parent. When we ask our children to do something, we expect them to go and do it. And we ask them to do things that will bring them happiness and that will bring them joy and help them to learn. It's the same with our Father in heaven. So when those answers come and we're writing those down, to go and then put those into action. The one other step and tool that has been extremely helpful to me is to actually visualize in my mind myself sitting in a space with my Father in heaven and actually sitting face to face with Him and conversing with Him. Now remember, in creation, the power of the mind is very powerful, and it is a huge tool in the power of creation. So it makes sense that we would use this in striving to connect in prayer. Because the way that we create, we were made in the image of our Heavenly Father. So the way that He created the world, it talks in the Bible about how He thought it, He saw it in His mind's eye, He spoke it, and then everything came together. It is no different with us. He has given us that same power. So we create things in our lives by what we visualize in our mind, what we see in our mind, what we speak continually, and then those things come together into its physical form. So if you apply this to prayer, it's so powerful. When I'm actually sitting in my space to get still, in my meditative space to get ready to connect, I'm actually in my mind's eye, I am creating this space where I have my own private space in my mind where I just get to sit with my Father in heaven, and we have a place that we sit. And I can see Him in my mind's eye. I can see His face, and I can see us sitting together and having a conversation and conversing back and forth. So this is the first step, actually, where it's starting in my mind first, and I'm creating that space. And then I'm reaching out from my heart space to His heart space to make that connection from the heart space. And then I walk into the conversation using my words, and then being still and waiting for the answers to come. And when they come, writing those down and then taking that and putting that into action. That is the power of prayer. And that is true prayer. And that is how we connect with Him in true prayer. That is the essence. So I wanted to share this with you today, and I'm so excited for you to watch and to apply these principles. And I would love to hear from you through a private message, your experiences if you feel directed, and what you notice and what is happening for you, the power that you're seeing come into your lives, and the connection that you're having with God, your Heavenly Father. So again, I'm Jen McMurdo, and this is a spiritual life coach tidbit. And I just hope you have an amazing day and beautiful experiences connecting with your Father in heaven. Bye.